It's fun.
Unbelievable community, and if you ever need a friend, you'll never have a down day because there'll always be a friend in town, so it's amazing.
I think it's ideal because there's shopping close by, there's excellent schools for the area, and it's great proximity to some of the smaller towns around Gainesville for dinner, and its proximity to I-75 for when we need to travel out of town.
It really is a great location. We don't have to, it's just as easy to get to one of the small towns in the area as it is to get to downtown.
When we first looked at moving to Tioga, we had come from the downtown area, and I always thought that moving that far away from everything was, oh, what are we going to do? It's so far. And that couldn't be further from the truth. What we have found is not only with the town center and the tremendous amenities that are offered to us there, but now we are never having to fight traffic because we're always generally going the other way.
When I look at the location of Tioga, I realize that within a mile, I go to Publix, I do my banking, my 2 banks and credit unions are close by. I take my dog to the vet, I go to the chiropractor, I can get my nails and hair done, all within 5 minutes.
I think one of the best things that we have as activities to do that brings the community closer together is the once a month Sunday night potluck.
Right.
I think early on, one of the things that we appreciated the most was the monthly potlucks. And it was a great way, because Gainesville is a very transient community in general. And to be able to build that sense of community and friendship and family when you're from someplace else isn't always easy. And Tioga, the community, made it so easy to make friends very quickly. And just the open nature of most of the people that live here, made us feel very welcome from day one.
We do have a phenomenal group of friends who live here. Like I've said, we have so many people who are all in the same scenario. We all have young kids, so we're very family focused, and we want to stay close to home, and we want to utilize this gorgeous community that we have. Because there's so much common area and so much general space, it's much easier to call up 5 or 6 friends and say, let's meet up at the pool and have a barbecue, rather than taking over anyone's house.
One of the things I like about Tioga is how we've managed to capture this community feel. In a lot of places you go, you just can't find that, and it's kind of an intangible. And some of the things that I reflect on in saying that are, if we go for a bike ride in the neighborhood, it's almost impossible to do that without running into friends of the girls or friends of ours. It's just that real neighborhood feel.
I think this is probably the first place that I've lived that I've actually known my neighbors. I mean, on a personal level.
I have to say that Halloween is just so much fun here because all the neighbors get to visit, and then you get to see their adorable children.
We love it when people come to visit from out of town, especially if they're coming from South Florida. And our nephews, when they come up from the Hope Sound area, first time they're here, they're like, we love your neighborhood. Almost all the houses are 2-story. We never get to see that down here. And it is so different. And you walk away and people are just, no one has ever come to visit us that hasn't left and said, your neighborhood is beautiful. We would love to live in a place like that. And that obviously makes us feel good, but it makes us proud of the neighborhood that we live in. One of the things that first drew me to Tioga was the architecture. I love the fact that all the homes have front porches. It really pulls that neighborhood feel in. And if you go around a lot of other neighborhoods, it's hard to find that. But beyond just the porches, there's such a diversity of architecture within this neighborhood. You have the very traditional homes, which we've always had a liking for. And you also have everything all the way up to cutting-edge modern homes. And I've really grown to appreciate those by being exposed to those.
It's always a treat to see somebody's home in Tioga because architecturally they vary so much and are so interesting to see.
I like living in Tioga because I have a lot of friends living in this neighborhood. There's a ton of stuff to do.
We have more things to do here, like the pool, the tennis courts, basketball courts. We have a whole lot more things to do around with us instead of like in our old neighborhood.
I do in Tioga, unlike him, I go get my friends and we play like Foursquare or we ride bikes.
Bike riding is another activity that we really truly enjoy.
I like going to the pool. It's Starbucks because when it's cold out, you can go get a hot cocoa and you can just walk there.
I just don't think we could ever find a better neighborhood to raise our 2 children.